Good evening!
Good evening po sa inyo lahat.
This is Dr. Homer Lim.
And of course, Nilda.
Welcome again to our weekly podcast.
Eh,
Late
and late na naman ako. Yun.
and wala kami last week.
Yes.
Oo. So, bakit nga ba tayo wala last week?
Doc, bakit wala ka? Si Dr. Homer po nasa China.
China. Nagpunta po ako. Hindi po ako punta, hindi po ako spy ng China.
Opo.
Hindi rin po ako nang-i-spy ng China.
Nakikipag-negotiate po siya.
Hindi na, negotiate. Well, not, in a way, yes, it is,
Hindi
no?
tungkol sa war.
Hindi tungkol sa war,
Hindi tungkol
tama.
sa
Wala tayong wala
Oo.
tayong wala tayong karapatan
Yes.
doon. Oo.
Bakit kayo nandun, Doc?
Ay, nandun kasi ako because we were looking for, actually, the first reason was, punta ko sa isang newly opened integrated hospital on cancer. Yung hospital kasi was offering TCM, a traditional
Ano yung
Chinese medicine.
TCM, Doc? Anong TCM?
Traditional Chinese medicine nga. Tsaka
Tradition.
acupuncture. So we were
Okay.
invited to attend and kumbaga learn on acupuncture, traditional Chinese medicine.
Mm-mm.
But at the same time, this was also a newly opened cancer hospital in Hangzhou, China. So, and ang expertise talaga nila is on cancer. And their mga consultant nila, mga hindi lang Chinese, no, but also Israelis. So, yung mga top Israeli doctors na Western, top Israeli traditional Chinese medicine. Meron pala mga traditional Chinese medicine na acupuncturist na taga-Israel din, no? So, these are yung doctors nila dun sa, sa center. So, the hospital is called Canaan Cancer Hospital. This is in Zhejiang, China, which is about an hour from Hangzhou, China. So yung hospital na yun is in very new open. As in November lang nagbukas. And their expertise is really on cancer, and they have set up a facility na super ganda. So we visited the place. We saw yung mga machines. In fact, they're probably the only hospital daw in China na yung nuclear medicine. Kasi if you notice, yung mga lalo na may experience na sa nuclear medicine, sa hospital or nagwo-work sa nuclear medicine, most of them are underground, sa basement, no? So first time na yung center was able to build their nuclear medicine, no? Nuclear medicine, ito yung nagpe-PET scan,
Yes.
yung
Kasi may radiation, yung mga
nuclear,
ganon.
so may radiation, tapos ito lang yung above ground. So you can actually see sa window, makita mo yung garden, yung scenery. So maganda. It was a very
Saka white pa lahat.
very nice, very
Wow.
very clean, very talagang it was really built very very well by the Chinese. So anyway, we went there, and in fact we also did some check-up. I did a check-up, no, with the hospital. So nagpa-blood test ako, may may CT scan, no? Grabe, may CT scan ng
Talaga,
chest,
Doc.
may
Oo.
ultrasound ng whole abdomen,
Ah.
ultrasound ng thyroid ko, tapos chinek yung carotid kung may bara-bara na ba yung carotid ko.
Nako.
Oo, tapos chinek breath test kami, check for H. pylori. So tapos may bone densitometry
Uy,
pa.
gusto ko
Oo,
yun.
gusto
Para
mo
sa
rin yun?
tuhod ko.
Oo, tuhod mo. Wala pag-asa tuhod mo.
Oo
Anyway.
nga. Tapos,
So,
ang haba nung kwan
ang
nyo.
dami
Ilang oras yun?
hindi, umabot kami half a day to do all the tests. So it was, exceedingly, kumbaga it was really affordable. The package was 1,300 yen. In our money, times 9 mo na lang, in our money, so less than 13,000.
Oo nga, mura na yun.
Sobrang mura.
Kasi
Isipin mo,
kapag
may chest CT.
nagpa-ultrasound ka
Kaya nga
na ng
eh.
whole abdomen,
Tsaka blood test.
4,000 na
May
yun.
blood test pa nga. May puro
Kaya
tumor
nga,
markers pa yun eh. So it was really, I think it was really a very nice trip. And at the same time, you had, learned something. You also had your blood test done, your whole, kumbaga general checkup, no? So it was a fun experience for us as a group. But also we really wanted to also see if we can actually, kasi see if we can actually send patients to them.
Yes.
Kasi nga, yung some of the patients cannot afford going to Singapore or the United States, right? Kasi it's too expensive or it's too far away. Kailangan ko ng visa para sa US. At least, to China, you can get a medical visa naman.
Mm.
And you're not gonna be spending like, kasi sa Singapore, let's be honest, no? Yung mga pasyente, if they do test pa lang ha,
Mm-mm.
wala pang treatment, umaabot na sila 1 million.
Mm-mm.
Test pa lang yun. So it's a very expensive place to do treatment. So for those who opt to do to other place, so I think this is a good way. They have excellent services. They do yung mga yung chemotherapy instead
Mm.
na IV sa
Mm.
vein mo, pwede nila i-target dun sa mismo sa tumor lang. So yung
Mm.
tinatawag nating intra-arterial chemoablation, they
Mm.
also can do yung tinatawag na yung yung radiation na they call it linear accelerator na talagang ang sinusunog lang yung actual
The
bukol,
tumor.
no, hindi maapektuhan yung ibang parts ng body.
Mm.
So it's really, and then you also have other radioactive seeding tawag natin, and then they even have a newer one, yung it's called lutetium isotope, which is a radioactive isotope. It's very good. It's being used now. There's a clinical trial for prostate cancer. In fact,
Mm.
it's now the only hospital was able to use that particular lutetium 199 uh, instead of the other big Chinese hospital. So
Mm.
really, so alam mo talagang they have the facility, and the government is confident that they can actually deliver
Mm.
the drug safely to their patients.
Mm.
So yun. So
So,
that's
doctor, that is a very good experience kasi pwede din natin i-recommend.
yeah.
So when is the best to recommend kung kunya sinabi mo, doctor, na complete yung iyong yung parang diagnostic, parang
Oo, oo.
kanina machines and
Yes,
everything.
yes. Well,
So,
in fact, I mean, you can do their diagnostics here if
mm-mm.
you want. I
Mm-mm.
mean, wala namang issue yun sa kanila. It's
Mm-mm.
just that if you are thinking of other options that
Mm-mm.
are not being offered here sa Philippines,
Mm-mm.
or it's too expensive, no? So you can opt to do it there. And what's nice is they integrate. So they have Chinese medicine.
Mm-mm.
So they can give you herbs, they can give you acupuncture if you're doing conventional radiotherapy or
Mm-mm.
chemotherapy
Mm-mm.
to lessen side effects.
Mm-mm.
So, yan. And I think I saw talaga na it's a very, very good combination of how they're going to treat their cancer patients. So,
Mm-mm. Kasi kapag sa Singapore, straight lang forward
Opo,
eh.
opo. Kung
Mm.
Singapore, it's really straight chemo radiotherapy. If you wanna
Yes.
do TCM, you have to go outside the hospital
Yeah.
kasi it's not allowed inside the hospital.
Oo.
Ito built-in.
Kaya
Their
nga, doktor.
TCM, may herb siya na pharmacy.
Ah,
Tapos pag nag-grind siya ng herb, amoy na amoy mo yung sa buong ward nila, no? Oo, so
oh.
it's actually built in the hospital. Their
Mm.
TCM and their acupuncture. And
Yan.
they have master din acupuncturist tsaka TCM practitioners, no? Yung
Mm.
talagang alam mo medyo matatanda na, no?
Mm.
Oo, so medyo may isa nga doon 90 plus na eh.
Wow!
Oo,
90 plus na?
nagtuturo siya tapos nag-acupuncture.
Wow!
Oo, sabi ko nga,
Paano nakikita niya pa?
ewan ko ba sa kanya, sabi ko, masakit dito.
Oh.
Tinurok niya ako sa kabila. Sabi ko, bakit ako tinuro sa kabila? Eh,
Oh.
sabi ko, ito masakit eh.
Ah.
Hindi lang ako nagsalita. Sabi ko na nga, pabayaan na natin. Pagtanggal ng needle, sandali lang ha, wala pang 10 minutes yun eh. Tinanggal niya yung needles, nilagyan niya ako ng mga bentosa. After nun, nawala yung pain ko sa kabila. Ang galing ni Lolo ah, sabi ko.
Galing ah.
Sabi ko, galing ni Lolo ah.
So, parang kung dito, may effect pala dito.
Kinapaka pa niya. Sabi ko, dito masakit. Bakit hindi ako pinagtutusok? Itong side lang talaga. Natawa nga ako. So, kaya nagkamali si Lolo. Ay, tama rin.
90 years old yun na.
93 na.
93 pa rin hindi nagsasalamin.
Hindi ko nakita mo salamin. Wala pala sa salamin.
Grabe, 93. Talagang dapat maniwala na tayo sa TCM. Pero biruin mo, hindi nagsasalamin. No? Kaya pala ang tatanda na nila, no? Pero healthy pa rin sila.
Yeah.
Oo. Pero ako din naman po matanda na, pero mataba ako. Pero healthy na
Healthy,
po.
extra healthy.
Extra healthy.
Yun. Extra healthy tawag doon, ha?
So,
Okay.
thank you, Doctor, sa mga information. So pwede natin i-recommend yan sa mga patients natin. So, kapag they decide to have a chemo or radiation.
Other treatment modalities
Yes.
is not being offered
Yes.
na in the Philippines, that they are open to do it somewhere else, then we can parang refer them.
Yes, oo.
We can refer them.
Lalo na, Doctor, interesting yung sinabi mo na yung talagang dun lang
Opo,
ira-radiation.
intra-arterial.
Oo.
Hanggang ngayon nga, hindi pa rin
Oo.
masyadong popular sa Philippines, no?
Oo.
In fact, even in the only time they do intra-arterial is liver tumor. But they actually can do intra-arterial pag may lung,
Mm.
you can do it naman.
Breast.
Oh,
Lalo na
breast.
sa breast, ang dali-dali lang
Pero
kasi
depende. I mean, it's a
Oo.
case-to-case basis. But
Oo.
they can do it. No?
Oo.
So, Miss Irene is asking, saan po yun? Sa ano po? K9. I will send the link po. I think we also sent a post. So, it's called K9 Cancer Hospital. This is in Hangzhou, China. No? So, it's about, from here, you have to, kasi walang straight flight, so you have to take one flight muna to Hong Kong, and then Hong Kong to Hangzhou. No? Very nice place kasi in between the lectures, we went around, we see the night. Maganda yung lugar, no? Very nice, very clean, no? Oo, so wala silang problema sa gasolina apparently.
Yeah! Buti pa sila. Ang dami.
Oh, tayo 100 na ang gasolina natin, ano?
110.
Oo.
110 yata yung diesel
Susunod
ngayon
So malamang magkakalesa na ulit tayo. Ha? Kalesa.
Kalesa?
Oo.
Kaya ako ng horse.
Pwede ka naman hihilahin ka, hindi ka sasakay.
Ako pala
Ambisyosa ka, aakyat ka ng
Ako pala
kabayo.
hihila.
Aakyat ka na.
Hindi ko nga magganon yung
kaya nga,
ako.
hihilahin ka na lang.
Sige na
Hindi
nga
ka
ako.
aakyat ng
Kaya po
kabayo.
ako nagsasabi parati na sana matapos na ang war kasi ayokong umakyat sa kabayo. Hilahin ng kabayo. Ayun po. So, hello po sa inyo lahat. Kasi ngayon medyo interested din po ako sa inyo, Doktor, magtanong. So, yun doon sa mga kinuwento mo, siyempre yung mga cancer patients natin, parati naman nating priority sila, di ba?
Yes.
Para to give them some innovative ways of managing their cancer. So, Doktor, mapunta naman tayo doon sa mga kwan natin. Yung mga ibang repurpose drugs natin sa cancer. Kasi nga, di ba may mga tayo nila binibigay vitamin D3.
Opo.
Tapos pwede pala doktor natin ibigay din sa kanila yung NMN.
Pwede.
Oo, kasi
lalo na if they're doing chemo radiotherapy.
Yes,
They need that talaga.
Oo, doktor, yun. Tapos yung iba, medyo kasi di ba 50,000 IU. Hindi ba sa kanila masama yun, Dok?
50,000 actually for cancer patients who are doing treatment, whether chemotherapy, radio, 50,000 halos wala yun. Nauubos agad ng katawan yun, nagagamit agad. So that's why a lot of patients in fact, may study nga showing that in patients who have very low vitamin D, their treatment success with chemo and radiotherapy is actually very low. So you have to increase your vitamin D levels to around 50 to 80 nanograms per ml. Yung units, 50 to 80 nanograms per ml. And to achieve that, you really have to take high doses, especially if you're doing chemo and radio, at least 20 to 50,000. In fact, in South America, no, there's a Brazilian doctor by the name of Dr. Coimbra. He uses high doses of vitamin D3, up to 200,000 vitamin D every day.
Wow.
In patients with autoimmune disorders such as multiple sclerosis, ALS, yung mga myasthenia gravis, ganun. So they are giving even higher doses. So 50 is not actually even high. So there is a paper, in fact, just came out last year, no? December of last year, that they were already saying that the dose of 2,000 is not even enough. It doesn't even achieve a level of protection. Kasi you need that vitamin D levels up to protect you not just from infections, from heart disease, from strokes, from diabetes, and cancer. So 50,000 might feel high. I'm sure if you do Google, sasabihin ni Google.
Doon nga nakakuan, kaya nag-worry
if they believe in Google, kay Google lang sila magpagamot.
Kaya nga sabi ko naman sa kanila, ang dami na nga pong binigyan ni doktor ng 50,000 IU
and we give 50,000, especially nga, if they're newly diagnosed, sure, mababa yung vitamin D. So you have to push their vitamin D levels up to such a point na yung ibang treatments mo, whether doing chemotherapy, whether doing immunotherapy, whether doing radiotherapy, or you're doing IV nutritional therapies or oral repurposed drugs, if your vitamin D is low, walang
Effect.
sayang
Walang
yung
effect yung
sayang
ipon.
yung hindi mo ma-maximize yung
Mm.
effect ng mga gamot.
Mm.
So that's why we are doing I mean I'm a person, I mean I'm a doctor na as much as possible you don't want to give too many medicine, number one, or you don't want to give too high. But in these cases na talagang alam mo, you saw na even if you give just 5,000, 10,000, wala eh. Hindi tumataas ang vitamin D levels nila. So, ibig sabihin, kulang talaga. And that just means that the body is not actually nauubos agad nila yung vitamin D. So, ibig sabihin, you need to give more. O kung ayaw nila mag 50,000 vitamin D, example na lang, kung ikaw nagpapabilad sa araw, 'di ba? Yung buong, let's say your back lang, ipapa-vitamin D, magpapa-araw ka, umaabot yun ng 100,000 units. So, it's 50,000 is not even high. Kasi vitamin D, pag nagpabilad ka sa araw na up to a point na parang mapula-pula na, umaabot ng 100,000 ayaw yun.
Nagpapa-sunburn,
Oh,
no?
so yung mga farmers, nagkaka-vitamin D toxicity ba sila?
Hindi.
Oh, they work 4 hours, 6 hours a day in the sun. Yet they never get vitamin D overdose, 'di ba? So I think it's a matter of thinking of ano ba yung talagang totoo. So, saan ano ba, is that a fact or is it that an opinion or an assumption?
Google lang.
Google.
Google lang.
Yun na nga, yun
Kaya
na nga.
tayo, wag din tayo masyadong maniniwala doon.
Oo, tama.
Oo, tapos unang-una, Doc, tinanong ko nga din bakit nagpupunta ho ba kayo sa sun? Ganyan. Sabi, hindi.
Oo, kaya nga, exactly.
Kasi sino ba naman gusto ng pawis ng kikilit, di ba?
Sino gustong umitim?
Naku, tayo pa naman, gusto natin
Pilipino, di
ba?
ba?
Lalagay mo lahat.
Tama.
So, yun. So, we go for 50,000 IU for the cancer patients.
Tama.
And then, dapat sa mga healthy katulad ko.
Healthy katulad mo. Actually, yung mga healthy katulad ni Nilda, no? Just to give you another, viewpoint. Another viewpoint on vitamin D and sorry Nilda, but it's the truth. We cannot lie. Everybody can see.
You cannot lie. You can see everything.
You're obviously obese, right?
Yes.
Sige. Well, hindi na nga namin pinipicture hanggang dito eh. Ayaw na niya picture pababa. Bawal mula dyan pababa. Bawal na bawal.
Kasi obscene na po yun. Bawal.
Hindi obese, obscene.
Obscene na po. Parang kung ito, parental guidance na to. Diba?
Restricted na.
Restricted na po sa mga bata. Kasi baka masilaw sila. Ano, doktor? Sige nga, ano?
So, in fact,
mga
obese people, no? Whether you're healthy or sick, once you take vitamin D, na-absorb agad sa fats. So, hindi nagagamit ng katawan, sinesequester ng fats. So, even obese people even need more vitamin D.
Bakit ako ininom ko 10,000 na kulang pala yun?
So, nasa sack na pupunta lahat sa fats.
Grabe kayong mga fats kayo,
Kaya kailangan mo, wala mo na yung mga fats niya. Oo.
Sige, no. Okay, that's a very good learning from you, Doctor.
Anyway, Alisa said, ako raw daw nagbigay sa kanya ng idea ng ablation, kaya naghanap daw sila ng doktor para magpa-ablate ng liver tumors. No? Tapos sabi ni Aliw, so Aliw was with us in Haining. Nasa Haining pa siya, umuwi lang kami ng mas maaga. Sabi ni Mama Aliw, hi daw from Haining. Bakit ka na, paano ka nakaka-Facebook? Sa China ka pa. Okay. Sige. Anyway, so, ayun. So, that's the vitamin D that you're complaining about kung mataas ba talaga. No?
Sabi
kasi
ko na sa'yo.
nai-stress siya. Pag sinasabi ng pasyente, mataas yun sabi saan yung nakita? Sa Google. O, dito nakapagpagamot sa Google. Doon na lang silang pagtingin sa pasyente. Hindi na nila kami kailangan.
Hindi na pala kailangan. Doon na medical doctor.
Yun na yung magiging medical doctor.
Tapos, doktor, meron pa akong tanong. Kasi nga, di ba, usually ngayon, it's between ulitin na lang natin, ivermectin, mebendazole, and then, right now, we have a new triple
drug combination
in one pill, which is the fenbendazole.
Ivermectin, mebendazole, fenbendazole.
So, syempre, pagka sasabihin nila, baka mag-overdose, ganyan. Doc, ano ba yung overdose na sinasabi?
Okay. So, natural, any drug would have overdose. Okay. Right? So, in fact, we formulated yung ivermectin, mebendazole, and then later on, ivermectin, mebendazole, fenbendazole. Making sure na, of course, hindi ka magkakaroon ng overdose. Number one. or masisira ang liver mo.
Yes.
So when we started initially with ivermectin, initially we were very conservative. I would just give 1 or 2, and then I see hindi naman tumataas ang liver enzymes, no? So we increase. So umabot ako ng up to 6 capsules. So that's 90 grams for a 45 or 40 kilogram person, no? Body weight, no? Walang in fact, yung liver enzymes kanila bumababa pa. So, sabi ko, so okay pala. Kaya naman pala ng liver kahit ganun dose. So, then we added mebendazole. We started at 200 and then 500. Ganun din. We don't see much impact on their liver enzymes. Now, the only time magbababa ako is yung pasyente magrereklamo. Doc, masilaw. Pag umaga, pagtingin ko, parang lahat may linya. Okay, may kulay blue, may kulay violet. Yun, na-overdose nito sa ivermectin. So that's the only time I reduce their ivermectin dose, no? But in general, what I see is hindi naman talaga tumataas yung liver enzymes nila. Unless, in the beginning, mataas na liver enzymes nila.
Because they are doing chemo.
Or talagang sira na liver nila. Or they're taking a lot of drugs. So we have to first pababain muna natin liver enzymes. But once they're on ivermectin, isa-dalawa lang ang napasyenteng nakita ko na tumaas yung liver enzymes. And we just stopped it, nag-normal, and then we resume, nag-normal na, hindi na ulit nagka-problema. So I think, so I personally can say that ivermectin with mebendazole and fenbendazole doesn't really hurt the liver as much as other people keep on saying. It's just a matter of dose. Hindi naman high dose yung binibigay natin eh. Pero dose na tama na it will be able to, kumbaga, affect the tumor without hurting your other organs. So yun yung thing. So yun, sasabihin, let's say if you Google that, sabihin ng Google 90 milligrams or 120 milligrams of ivermectin is toxic to the liver. Kung toxic to the liver, anong solusyon nila? Wala. Or paano nila ma-validate na talagang toxic yun? Because most of these websites or or search engines, they rely on what we call expert opinion, not based on real data and real facts. So I think that's what people have to realize din. If you keep on believing in what these things say, doon ka na lang magpagamot.
Kaya nga.
Hindi na ninyo kami kailangan.
Sabi ko nga the thing that we have, the 3-in-1 pill, it is already an innovation because we are giving you just parang a real protection kasi mebendazole is a very good antiparasitic and for repurposed drug na cancer. Plus you also have this fenbendazole plus the ivermectin, which is yung fenben is very good din naman, di ba?
Correct.
Ang dami nang reviews.
That's why we combined it. So in the beginning we were really careful. Now a lot of patients would take fenbendazole yung sa paste na pang horse, di ba? So minsan hindi mo kasi alam kung totoo ba tong 200 400 milligrams. Minsan mali. Mali yung bibigay nila or pag-take nila nasusobra. So yun sila nagkakaproblema. So we made a conscious decision of why not just making it 3 into 1 capsule, 3 para hindi na sila mahirapan na titake ka ng ivermectin. So may mebendazole, minsan kasi nagkakamali sila. Nadodoble nila kasi nakakalimutan, nag-take na ba ako ng ivermectin? Nakakalimutan nila. So a lot of people make that mistake. So we want to avoid that. So we just made a 3-in-1 para at least alam natin that they will be compliant. Number 2, alam natin it is safe. And number 3, na there's no there's less likely na they will be taking it too many times kasi they keep on forgetting. No? So that's the real reason why we made a 3-in-1, no? But aside from ivermectin, kasi people think na ivermectin or fenbendazole is the only drug that is, good for cancer. Other antiparasitic drugs are also very effective. No, you also have yung niclosamide, which is an antiparasitic drug. You also have the levamisole is an antiparasitic drug.
Binibigay mo yung doktor doon sa mga patient po namin.
So yung
meron po yun.
Yung mga talagang super sick or hindi nagre-respond sa ivermectin, mebendazole, fenbendazole, then we will probably have to alternate it with niclosamide. Kasi nga they seem to have a better better effect if that happens, no? Okay.
Okay, doktor. So yun yung po yung kwan natin. Hindi po siya nakaka-overdose. So it's parang the prescription given to you is what you really need. Yun po ang pinakamaganda doon. Tapos saka time tested na po katulad kanina ay nung isang kahapon. Nakailang kang pasyente, dami nun lahat yun cancer patient at nagagamit po lahat nun ng triple 3-in-1 na ngayon, di ba?
Parang kape na yan,
Oo, 3-in-1! Oo, tama! Nakikigaya tayo sa 3-in-1. Pero wala kaming sugar. Allulose lang po. Ayun.
Okay.
Diba, doktor?
Yan. So anyway, somebody's asking, meron po bang recommended time period for sunlight exposure? Actually, yun nga, no, it doesn't matter whether you go to the sun 6 in the morning, 5 in the afternoon. The most important is the time. When do you say you have had enough? Is yung skin mo medyo nagre-reddish na. Ibig sabihin, you're getting enough vitamin D. So, of course, if you go at 6 in the morning, you'll have to be mas matagal. Mas matagal ka nasa sun to get that reddish. Di ba? Or kung alas 12, it will take you less amount of time.
Sunburn na yung doktor,
hindi naman sunburn agad, mapupula agad. Only it takes a little, kumbaga yung time difference would be different depending on what time of the day ka magpapaaraw. No, pansin mo yung mga foreigner nga pag nagsa-sunbathing, 'di ba? Para na silang sobrang pulang-pula na, no? Pero paano nila natitiis? Hindi ko talaga maintindihan.
Nga, di ba?
Sila, tuwan-tuwa pa sila sa...
Kaya nga.
Hindi ko kaya yung ginagawa nila.
Kahit nga sa Boracay,
Oo nga, Boracay.
Ayoko mag-ganon, sabi. Kasi sila naka-bathing suit.
Gano'n.
Ako naka-gown. Kasi nakakaya i-expose.
Restricted nga, obscene.
Oo, diba obscene na siya po. Ayun. Diba? Ito, yun sa mga diagnosis natin, sa prevention, katulad yan yung mga cancer, diba? Babalik na naman tayo dyan kasi dumadami na naman po sila yung iba nga po as early as parang 25, 28, ganyan.
Yun nga, nakakainis yung iba, 21, 22. In fact, recently, we just had we had a patient who is, 21 years old, and he had a very aggressive form of brain tumor, no? Sadly, after actually he survived more than what statistics would tell. Usually within 6 months to 9 months wala na talaga sila, and yet he was able to survive more than 2 years, no? Yun nga, but the most important really is yung diagnosis and how to detect, prevent the cancer from happening. So it's really very important for people to do proper and regular check. In fact, speaking of regular, no? So there was this lady kahapon. Sabi niya, Doc, alam niyo nung September nagkaroon ako ng bukol. Pero sabi niya, pero Doc, nagpa-annual check-up ako nung June. Clear po lahat. Bakit po September bigla na ako may bukol agad?
Kaya nga.
Tapos nung pinare-check, after 3 months,
cancer na.
Hindi lang cancer.
Ano?
Kumalat na. Metastatic na agad. So yun yung tinatawag nating turbo cancer.
Doktor.
So it's really, it's really sad to see. And this is not a rare occurrence. This happens to a lot of patients na suddenly, normal yung regular check-up ko, lagi akong clear. Biglang 3 months after, meron akong mararamdaman, tapos may cancer, tapos kalat na agad, stage 4 na agad, parang nakakainis naman, no? So, it's really very important for people to, kumbaga yung mga tao to understand na pag may nararamdaman tayo, kahit medyo kahit konti lang, or parang, basta anything that you feel is weird na hindi normal, you really have to have it checked. Especially if you had those, wonderful box na that are, either mRNA or yung mga DNA vaccine. So we really
vaccinated ako 3
hindi ka naman mukhang may sakit.
Obese lang.
Okay. Sige. Yun na. Okay. So anyway, we just have to so diagnostics, no? So kasi yung maraming nagsasabi, Doc, nag-scan ako, may bukol. Kailangan ko ba i-biopsy? 'Di ba? Lagi nila tinatanong. So we always say, how would you know if it's cancer if hindi mo pagbabiopsy?
Baka kumalat.
Yun nga ang problema. Pero, so, I mean, if you do, sabihin nila, Doc, baka pwede sa blood test na lang, sa tumor marker. Sabi ko, yeah, pwede naman. Pero, you want a definitive diagnosis, you really need the biopsy. But there are ways naman how to prevent from the, kasi I mean, in general, sasabihin ng doktor talaga na hindi yan nagkukos ng spread. But the truth of the matter is, it does spread.
Yes.
In fact, so many papers have shown that it
Yes.
can cause the tumor to seed to the
Organs,
skin,
yes,
no?
yes.
Kasi nga natutusok eh. But because the doctor wants to do it, so parang tinatanggal niya or parang nileless niya yung gravity ng pag-spread. Kasi nga naman, it's important really to have that proper diagnosis, which is which is the biopsy, no? But maybe one day, you don't really need to do biopsy na. I'm sure within the next 5 to 10 years, we will be able to detect cancer and what type of cancer without actually doing poking of the
Oo
tumor.
nga. O kaya, doktor, kapag may ganun po kayo, pwede ba, doktor, ipa-opera mo na lang kagad, patanggal mo na?
Yeah. So if you
Tapos
have
sa kanila i-biopsy.
pwede.
Wala na sa katawan ko.
Oo. Hindi na,
Tanggalin mo lahat.
Oo,
Yung
pwede.
ganon.
Lahat ha? Lahat talaga ha?
O, kunyari, meron ka dito, tanggal mo na rito. Diba? Dalawa na
So
sila.
you can, so it's yung sinasabi natin needle biopsy. What you're saying naman excision, meaning you remove the whole mass.
Oo.
Yeah, you can also do that. But again, if you do excision, is there a chance of spread? There still is. Kasi may microscopic metastasis, there still is. No, pero it's a better way. Kasi at least natanggal mo na yung main tumor.
Oo nga.
So it's still okay. I think it's still a better option than doing needle biopsy, no?
So, dapat talaga tayo prevention.
Prevention,
Oo,
tama.
doktor. Huwag tayo kumain ng mga matataba.
Oo.
Huwag tayo magpa-inject ng vaccine. Tapos, huwag tayong kumain ng processed food.
Ayun, processed. Ano ba mga processed food na lagi mo kinakain?
Tocino,
yari na.
Yun.
Oh.
Tocino lang, bacon din ako mahilig masyado. konti lang. Pero mahilig pa rin akong bacon, ganyan. Pagka nakita ko yung sa buffet, kalating kilo, bacon. Pero may egg. Di ba, Doc, pwede may egg? Doc, tingnan mo naman na obscene na talaga.
Wala nakakakita. Okay,
buti na lang, no?
Ma-rated tayo, ma-delete natin yung videos natin.
Yes,
Doctor. Okay, so anyway, it's already 32 minutes.
Wow! Sandali pa lang.
Oo. So, anyway, I hope everyone enjoy. But just to,
si Ma'am Jeannie ba nandyan?
Wala, parang wala naman. Parang wala naman, oo. Si Ma'am Mary Jane Sonlim. Oo. Si Dr. Joy. Hello, Dr. Joy.
Hi.
She's also she's still in China, so we were there with her.
Absent siya ngayon sa school.
Absent nga siya. Hindi siya nakapag-exam today.
Ay, kukuha na lang ng call. Ano ba mga tanong dyan?
Oo nga, tama. Anyway, so thank you, everyone.
Thank you po. And I hope po na tayong lahat ay talagang kailangan natin po, sabi nga nila, huwag tayong magpabaya sa katawan. Huwag ko kayong maging obese katulad ko. So, prevention is still the best. So, ayaw natin magkasakit. Sino ba naman na may gusto nun, di ba, Doktor?
Tama.
Kahit na meron kayong HMO, kahit huwag nyo nang gamitin yon. Pero gamitin natin sa diagnostic.
Tama,
correct. Para na ma-prevent natin. Tapos huwag na kayo kumain ng mga processed food. Processed food. Pwede po bacon. Cured. Hindi, bawal po magagalit si doktor. Saka yung mga in moderation.
Ano ba kailangan in moderation?
Huwag na kayo kumain. Masyado madaming kanyan discussion eh. Kasi kapag sinabi in moderation, 2 kilos yun.
Ganon? In moderation, 2 kilos?
Lechon!
2 kilos in moderation?
Dok, sarsa pa lang. Kulang na ang 1 kilo sarsa tapos kanin dami. Diba, Dok?
Okay. Ano ba pinakamasarap na sarsa ng lechon na natikman mo? Bawal magsabi ng brand.
Basta po yun.
Okay.
Ay, takot-takot ko talaga po.
Ayan si Jeannie!
Ay, Ma'am Jeannie! Hello po! Ay, si Ma'am Jeannie nga, di ba nagkaroon siya ng mga rashes? Kasi
bakit?
Dahil daw sa
baka magalit ka. Nagpaalam ka ba?
At nagpaalam po ako doon. Nagkaroon ng rashes kasi po dahil sa Sunrox.
Sunrox? Ay, oo. Tama. Actually, maraming taong ganyan, Nagkaka-allergy sila when they are using mga detergent, mga soaps, tapos yung mga laundry, di ba? butlig-butlig.
Butlig-butlig
Oo,
nga,
so,
oo.
yun nga, marami
Tapos sabi ko kay
Oh.
Ma'am Jean, may dog ho kayo,
Oh,
sabi niya.
oh.
Meron Shih Tzu.
Ah.
Tapos sabi ko, Ma'am, bawal ka munang humawak kay Shih Tzu. Sabi, bakit? Huwag mo munang ipet-pet. Clorox naman yung pati na si Shih Tzu. Sabi ko,
Bakit? May Clorox ba yung Shih Tzu?
hindi kasi may dog, baka lalong makuha.
Baka dilaan.
Oo,
Sige na nga,
yun.
sige na nga.
Ma'am Jeannie ha,
Ah.
bawal ka kay Shih Tzu. Ganyan. Ayun.
Next time. Okay.
Okay po.
Bye-bye.
Ma'am Jeannie.
See you next week.
See you po.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Mwah, mwah.